Welcome back to Victory and Glory Napoleon. We are now looking at the aftermath of the Battle of Aspen in our second episode. So Napoleon's army has occupied Vienna, and a collection of Austrian and Russian armies are in Hungary. And we're going to end the turn allowing those armies to reorganize. So the AI will reorganize into a strong army for attack and then send that army to reclaim Vienna. And we'll have a second battle for Vienna. Here we go. So we could attempt to retreat, but we scoff at that and choose to defend the region with this army. If there were multiple armies, we would choose which army is the one we want to use. So we commit and we're off and running. Battle of, oddly enough, Essling. So the last battle was Aspen and this one is Essling. The names of the battles are drawn randomly out of a pool of historical battles that happened in that region, and we populated every region in the map with a selection of about a dozen battles, historical battles, or if there were not enough battles for that region, then we added cities that were possible locations for battles. Okay, so we want to deploy our troops again and prepare for a rousing French victory. So we have some units that got upgraded in experience, so that's nice. We'll have a little bit more power in this go-round. I guess we'll make it that infantry, and over here, cuirassier and dragoons again. Infantry, artillery, and hussars. Unfortunately, we don't have any more battle cards. I would like to have one, but we're going to have to fight straight up. And here we go. Wow, so the Austrians are being aggressive since they're trying to recapture Vienna. They're actually launching an attack. They got the initiative, and they're launching an attack on our left flank. Which I like because now this unit is exposed. It doesn't have the support of these other units yet, so perhaps we can defeat it before it gets help. So we forced it into square with our dragoons, and hopefully we can blast it with our heavy artillery. Well, we disrupted it and routed it. Great. Now the cavalry will charge against the unsupported artillery. Well, must have blasted us a bit, so they disordered us and we disordered them. So that's the end of that. Okay, we're going to launch our attack on the opposite flank. We'll start with some cavalry. Bring up some infantry. And artillery. And we've got our combined arms bonus and full support. Okay, now we can launch some attacks. Let's see if we can drive off some of his artillery support. Alright, we didn't. Okay, we got 4 actions left. I guess we'll do a little barraging. Disordered him. And we'll bring up some reinforcements to help keep the attack rolling. The Austrian Russian troops will do what they need to do. Oh, they're moving up in the center as well. Okay. Some cavalry charges. Oh, overran one of my light artillery units. Blasting his artillery. Okay, it's the end of the first round of combat. They're putting some pressure on us. We'll respond. Next round, rally some of our disordered units. Okay, so it looks like we need to fill the gap here. First of all, okay, next let's blast away over here. So let's see if we can knock off this cavalry unit. Great, routed that. Artillery. Great, even though we were disrupted, we're heavies and we overran the battery. And now we'll wrap up the attacks, blasting his infantry with our guards. Excellent. So that was great. We completely annihilated his attack over here on our left flank. Okay, let's do some damage over here. Hopefully we'll get lucky here as well. Keep them on their heels would be our hope. Blast the squares with our light artillery and infantry. Weren't able to do it. I guess he had enough support to fend us off. Okay, now we're over here on the right flank. I guess let's drive off his artillery if possible. Routed our hussars. It's attacking our artillery. Alright, so we're holding on. Alright, let's rally this hussar. Great. And we'll fight next round. Okay. I'm going to move the cavalry back up to give us our bonus and blast away at his infantry. Great, routed those grenadiers, and we'll charge the infantry. Fire at the squares. Great, wipe them out. Fantastic. Now he's moving up his reserves to support this unit, this attack, but he's not quite there yet, so that means he's a bit vulnerable. Great, we'll attack. And we disordered their artillery, so that should make them a little less effective. Alright, meanwhile over here, let's see if we can finish this guy off before his supports arrive. Okay, he's Great, blasted those squares. It's my favorite tactic. I love using the cavalry-artillery combination there. But as I said, if we try to use that attack in an area where the enemy has cavalry, the risk we run is that when we're disrupted after threatening the infantry, we get countercharged with the enemy cavalry, and they have a much better chance of defeating us. So generally you need to defeat the enemy cavalry before you start focusing on the enemy infantry. At least it's the safer way to do it. Alright, over here I think we're going to move forward. I think we're going to see if we can put some pressure on this infantry group. And bring up some infantry reserves. Okay, then over here, let's see if we can get some traction on this attack. These guys are stubborn. Alright, great. We finally overran their artillery. Here come their last reserves. Okay, that was tolerable. Alright, we're going to try and rally this unit. We did. And we'll start the next round. Okay. Move this unit up to re-engage our bonuses. Same thing here. Move our units up to keep the pressure up on this flank. Okay. Alright, let's do that. Let's launch some attacks on these infantry units. Great, broke those squares. Alright, really putting some damage on these guys. Keep the pressure up. Okay, on the other flank, I think he's got lots of cavalry, so I think we ought to undermine that first. Had some trouble on this flank getting traction. I don't think I'm doing too well over there. Alright, let's see. We got 3 actions left. Let's see if we can... There we go. Drove his artillery back. And let's charge this entire unit. Against us. And lastly, we'll fire at his... Oh, good. Routed those poor hussars again. And across here. Alright, he's starting to beat up on our tired cavalry. Alright, let's hope this goes another round. Oh, he's trying to rally. He's desperate. So he tried to rally and failed, so now his command rating is down to 2. So this should give us an even better chance to do some damage here. Next turn. Alright. Move up their infantry. Okay, I think our best chance... First I want to make sure I have enough support over in the center. And I think on this flank. Okay, now we're going to finish our attacks here. He's got no more reserves. So if we can keep these units, then their line will break. Well, we're not going to be able to break that left flank over here. Let's try this other one. Oh, they're tenacious. Let's see. Maybe we can get lucky. They're hanging on by a thread. Hanging on by a thread. Alright. Well, I'm going to pass the initiative. Alright, so the battle's gone as long as it can. Now he's going to have the opportunity to retreat, which I'm sure he will do. And he has some intact cavalry to cover this retreat, so I don't think pursuit's going to be too damaging. I've got 3 units chasing, 2 units blocking. We'll see what happens. They actually worked against us. We scored no hits and they scored a hit. So their covering their retreat was very successful. Oh, well, one of the benefits was his commander was killed in the retreat. So being defeated and retreating, you have a higher chance of losing generals. He wasn't much of a commander anyway. His replacement probably will be a bit better. So it looks like we won a crushing victory in the Battle of Essling. We only took 2 casualties, and they took 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So that was a success, and we defended Vienna. So the good news with that is that it will now knock the Austrians out of the war. So we should be notified of that as soon as we get our free cards. British are retreating. More good news for the French cause. Austria defeated. You have humbled the mighty Austrian Empire. Your troops have occupied Vienna. Central Europe now obeys your commands. And now Austria will be friendly neutral for the next year, which means that we can freely move through their territory. They cannot attack us. Their army will actually be taken off the board, and they cannot. Their diplomatic rating can't be lowered by British efforts. So they're essentially neutral, but a little bit, on the friendly side. So that will also, having defeated them, there's our 2 free cards for winning the war. The Russian units will be forced to retreat back into Russia, since Austria has sued for peace. And we will now get to exercise a couple of cards we've been waiting to play. One of them is, let's see here, we're going to clean this up in the next version of the game. Austria Dismembered. This allows us to seize, after defeating them, one of their regions, Bohemia, Galicia, or Illyria. So I think we're going to steal Bohemia. I've always wanted Bohemia. So now Bohemia now becomes part of the French Empire. And I think we can also march an army up into Tyrol and play a card that will add the Tyrol to Bavaria, making Bavaria a kingdom. And we get some free Bavarian units. And we're growing the French Empire, which is the point of the game. And we can check our score and see that now we are winning. We've won 2 major battles. We've defeated a major nation. And we've got 65 points. Alright, that's the end of this episode. We'll do more in the next one.